Right, so I've been trying to knock this back for weeks and I've just not had time. So I'm going to get this done now. Lockers are finished for the day, so I'm just going to sand this back and then we'll see if we can get a little bit more done, ready to fare up. Right, I think that paper's done. It's just taking too long to cut. Right, carry on. So I can see through this quite nicely now, so that's nice and thin. I'm trying to just define this centre line again of the boat. It's coming through there. I want it to come through there. That's not bad. Still a little bit heavy on this side, just in the middle there. This side's pretty good, but we're getting there. Some little low spots there keep showing up. As soon as you start sanding it, it fills it with dust and you can't see it. It looks like it's gone, but it's not. It's still there. Get in there. That ain't bad. I'm not expecting to get an absolute perfect finish on the whole boat. It ain't gonna happen. But if I can get it as good as I can get it, I'll be happy. I think that'll do that. Right, that's done. Right, so I'm done on that for today. That's another little bit finished. As you can see, we can see through the fairing compound in a few places, you know, so it's smoothed out nicely. That's as good as we're going to get it. It's keyed up, ready for some gel coat. It's not 100%, I'll say it's not a complete flat surface, and I don't want to fair it to get it perfectly smooth because of the extra weight that I will be adding. Now if I smooth every surface on the upper deck of the boat inside and out, it's going to put a lot of extra weight on the boat. Yeah, I don't want that weight on the top really, so I've already structurally improved it. You know, that's about as much weight as I want to add. So the rest of it is now just down to making it look pretty, and that's where I don't want the weight in, like 2 ton of fairing compound sitting on the top. So I'm keeping it as thin as I possibly can, just enough to take out any imperfections and let me get a nice finish. But yeah, like I say, I don't want it really thick. I could shape that nicely if I built up a layer, but the extra weight is just going to be astronomical. So I'm not doing that, I'm doing it my way. I'm going to do a little bit more sanding on the upper deck here and just get a little bit of that ready for fairing. that moves me a little bit closer next time I come down. Okay, welcome back. So I decided I was going to go and then I thought, well, I'll get this sanded. So I've managed to sand this all the way down to here, so I'm going to get some fairing compound on. I've acetoned it up. I'm just going to mix up some filler and get that spread over. So I'm going to mix some up. If it's not enough to cover it all, then tough. I'm just going to put on what I mix up. And then I'm out of here. I've got to get locked up and put everything away, get the cover back on, and get myself home. I've been down here far longer than I've meant to be, so. But sometimes needs must, you know, I've got to get on with this. I need to start moving forward, getting it nearer to being finished. And every time I come down to an hour or two, it's just not enough to move it forward. That's enough for one mix. So I'm going to mix this up, spread it out. It might be enough, it might not be. It's going to be tough. I'm not doing any more. I just want to get a bit spread on. I think I've got plenty. I think I've probably got too much, to be fair. So, a little bit more over that section there. Just in case we've got too much, I've got somewhere else to wipe it. Right, let's get this mixed up and then get out of here. It does get a bit frustrating when you come down and you do a load of work, but it still doesn't look like you're any further forward. I know I am, yeah, I know everything I do is another step closer to being done, but it's nice to be able to see the results, you know. You need to clean your spreader board or get a new one or turn it over, do something. That's mixed up, so it's all changed colour and there's no pinky streaks left in it. Alright, let's get this off the board and spread out, thin it out a bit. So at the moment it's way too thick. But that's just to get it off the board, because whilst it's sitting on there in one big lump, it's heating up quicker, which means it will go off faster. So I want to get it up onto the deck as quick as possible, and then I can spread it out. Crap in there. Oh, so I need to clean my spreader board. That's not going to do me any favours whatsoever. Another bit. I'm mixing up on a dirty spreader board and it's picking bits up, see. Not the end of the world, this ain't a final go over, so not going to affect it too much. It is all going to be sanded again. Go at it from the other way. Drag it back across that one. That's as far up as I'm going to go that end. I don't want to go up any further. I've sanded up to here, but I'll leave that bit of overlap for when I do the next section there. Right, so I could have gone all the way to the front and finished that off a bit more, but again, That's more intricate, tricky bits getting around the corners and all that. Takes a lot longer to do, so I didn't want to do that and waste my time today messing around sanding. I wanted to just get this done, flatted, and get some stuff slapped on over the top of that. So next time it's ready to go. That's a huge chunk done. I've done all this now and all of that. Oh, so I've got a little bit left here. This bit here just needed a couple of spots transitioned a little better. It's all been sanded, so I just need to sort that out. So I don't want much build up, it's just to smooth it all over. And what that is, that's where, a bit of crap there, get it out. Where I've done this section and then this section, there's a little joint in between, you know, where it ends up not quite so smooth. So I just want to blend that. This is going to go off very quickly in a second. I'll give it a little bit more build up there. Not saying that smooth, but I say it's very little. It's still very, very thin. I don't want any thick build up at all. So it's just to transition these two areas. I want it so I can see the glass through it, but not feel it. Where I'll go right through and I can feel the glass, you get that slight roughness. I don't want that. I want it to stay smooth, so that is it. So I've got a little bit left over, but I'm talking minute, tiny amount. That's perfect. I'm going to leave that to set up on the spreader for next time. Hopefully that will just break off nicely then. So there we go. So that's been sanded, and I've just put a little bit in there. There was a couple of areas that felt a little bit rough to me, so that will just hopefully transition it nice and smooth so you don't see like a line down it, making it stand out like a sore thumb. We've managed to sand and fill that whole area there, so that's nearly the whole left side done there. So we've got this little bit at the front above the window to do, and down the side there, and that's that side done. Then we can do the little front section on the other side. But this is pretty much nearly there, so I'll get this all finished, get that all sanded. I want to take the bolts out that window, glass that in to stabilise the surface because it's looking horrible. So I'll run the grinder over it, clean it all up, thin skim of filler over it and glass to stabilise that. Get all that faired in. We can fair this whole side in. That's done, and yeah, that's the whole side finished, and we can do the other side then. So it's still a lot of work, you know, don't get me wrong. It's not a 5-minute job, but we are close. You know, that's nearly done on this side now, and I can draw a line under it and we can start on the other side. So yeah, I'll be well pleased with that. That really is me done for today. Thank you for watching Life of Dave. I'm going to get out of here now, call that a day, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.